my God, it's the cutest little rat.
Yeah, it's a little rat. She's a good dog. Her name is Baby.
What's up, baby?
What's up, Baby?
Well, we're recording, Joe, and we're talking today because today is the 30-year anniversary of 30 Minutes of Madness.
Happy birthday to 30 Minutes of Madness. Happy birthday to
30 Minutes of Madness. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to 30 Minutes of Madness. Episode number 1.
Episode number 1. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday
30 Mom.
to you, 30 Mom. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, I don't have much planned because I think in the tradition of 30 Minutes of Madness, we shouldn't have a plan. We should just see what happens, right? Because that's how we do.
Yeah.
That said, I do have a couple of things that I thought would be maybe cool to talk about or cool to do, but I'm also open to some suggestions.
Okay. Well, do you want to just do the episode first and then do the other stuff later?
Well, what if we just start by catching each other up a little bit? And also, if anyone's listening to this or watching it, if I put it out as a video, they might be curious to kind of just hear where we're at, because let's think of it this way. If somebody saw 20 Years of Madness,
they never saw
and they saw the show or something, and they saw 20 Years of Madness, now we're 10 years after 20 Years of Madness. So it's the 30-year anniversary of 30 Minutes of Madness, but it's the 10-year anniversary of 20 Years of Madness.
Right.
Being filmed. So they might be curious to know, I don't know, what we've been up to since then, or I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you got to say?
Well, not much. I just kept working, and we're trying to move up my career as a carpenter, and taking COVID, and getting enthused by new synthesizers coming out, and had new Macs coming out that are pretty cool, and doing YouTube stuff, and still want to do PCB robot, but it's just been real patient about it, and everything, and contacting you still, and others who still want to talk to me, basically, and that's about it, So what about you?
Well, I just realized too, if someone was listening to this, I should probably set it up a little bit like a podcast or something. And I haven't introduced ourselves. So I'm Jerry White Jr. and I'm with Joseph George Hornacek IV today.
Yeah.
And he and I started this public access TV show, 30 Minutes of Madness, on Channel 52. And it aired 30 years ago on March 5th, 1992. Today's March 5th, 2022. There's also a documentary that we're in called 20 Years of Madness, where we got back together. And so that's that. In case you're wondering who the fuck we are and why we're talking to each other, I'm actually remoting in right now from a hotel room in Laughlin, Nevada. I'm just here for the weekend. And Joe, where are you?
Rochester Hills, Michigan.
Rochester Hills, Michigan.
In my bedroom that I grew up with. I'm with my mom right now.
Yeah. Well, I live with my folks since the pandemic started. I moved back in with them. I've been going back and forth between Michigan and LA. Obviously, You
mean Nevada? You mean not Michigan?
Well, no, I went to Michigan last summer. Last fall, briefly.
But that's not where your parents live, though.
No, you're right. We still have a cabin up north in Michigan, though.
Oh, you still have that cabin?
We do. You want to buy it?
Oh, cool. How much?
Like $100K.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. I don't know. I can't afford that.
It's all right.
It's a good price, though.
Yeah, I think it's probably reasonable.
Yeah.
So to get on the idea of today, something like Joe and I talked on the phone, maybe we could watch the original episode and kind of give a commentary. Even though the first episode is not the best episode. not even close. I don't
Yeah.
think.
Hey, do you know what's funny is as we age, like we're still have the same personality and ideas, but when you get older, like you kind of like come up with a character like you think when you were a kid, like you kind of looked at someone older like, I look like that kind of person, like this is how I should act to be funny. Like, do you ever think about that?
That we became
like
our imagination of what an adult is.
like for some reason I came up with this face. Like,
is that an adult face?
It's like an over like the hill, like put almost at 50 years old face. And there's people that actually look like that.
Like walk around with that.
with a upside down thing. Hey, what do you think this is?
Get off my lawn type shit. Well,
like you look like a golfer for something. Like
I look like a golfer.
Like you kind of starting to look like your dad a little bit. I think, I don't know, like when we were kids.
I think that for both of us, like you're looking a lot like your dad. And I remember we had that hat, and it was from your dad's 40th birthday because it said "Oh no 40."
Yeah.
And like back then, 40 seemed like pretty old, right? And you and I are now. I'm 46.
I'm 47.
Right. So
Jason Diamond's around 50.
So is John Ryan, and Dan Augustine.
Yeah, Dan. Yeah.
But no, like I think we do. Well, also I don't usually wear facial hair, but like my dad always does. So like this especially is making me look more like my dad. And your dad was always clean shaven. Pretty much, right?
Well, yeah, he had a beard for us sometimes, but after a while he just started to lose his hair.
Yeah. That happens as we get older, and we get chubbier as we get older. Yeah. Anyway, so do I have a specific face that I associate with old? What's funny though is like I never really thought beyond 40. Like 40 was old. So I remember when I was a kid thinking like, oh man, it's gonna be weird to be like 40 and have all these VHS tapes. But now we're looking at like turning 50 and then 60. It's like, it's weird, man.
Yeah.
Like I never had an image of myself at 46. Did you think about yourself at 47?
I mostly thought of myself like 70 or 80 years old or something like that. Never like 40, 50, 60. But see, my dad always had a heart attack. And his dad had a heart attack, and his dad's dad had a heart attack, I think, when they turned 60.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to like be a health nut so I don't have a heart attack. But
both of my grandfathers died of heart attacks. My dad's dad and my mom's dad, and they both died pretty young. Yeah. I know you said you quit drinking pop.
Yeah, I did.
Me too. If this was a video, I would cut to all kinds of old footage of us drinking pop, because I bet you there's all kinds of footage of us like with Mountain Dews in our hand and Cokes and whatnot.
There's one on 20 Years of Madness where we're talking about videotapes, and I just start swinging Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew, 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 Mountain Dew.
Well, that's the other thing. It's funny you said the 70 and 80 thing. When was the last time you watched 20 Years of Madness, would you say?
Oh, not too long ago. I bought it on YouTube, so I could just watch it.
Really? I can give you a free link. No, I know.
Yeah, well, no, I already paid for it, so
that's true.
Yeah, but it used to be on Stars. I used to watch it on Stars. I think I might open up.
It keeps moving around. It's back on Amazon Prime now, because through like IMDb, and it's like free with commercials. And then it's on something called Tubi. No, it's on Pluto. I don't even know what that is now. But there's that part in it where you and I, it's toward the end, where we talk about like being 70 and still doing the show. Remember that part?
Oh yeah.
I always think about like being an old man, like still having the fun times and the jokes and the get-togethers, you know, have that feeling of being secure.
I don't plan on this being the last show. I actually also think about being 70 and 80 and still doing another show. So here we are. We're not 70 yet. And you and I have talked about, you know, Jeremy, the director of 20 Years Madness, always was like saying like, oh, this is a documentary about the last show, the last 30 Minutes Madness. But you and I have always said like, oh, this isn't the last show. Like, we'll do another one.
Right.
So Joe and I have had talks in the last, you know, year and few months about trying to have a new episode 16 for the 30-year anniversary. I don't know if it's going to happen in time, but it'd be cool.
Yeah, man.
Oh, and real quick, before we get into watching anything too, I do want to, like, we have this plan. So the Vidlings and Tapeheads Film Festival is going to host 30 Years of Madness celebration. This is Friday, August 12th, where we're going to have a free screening of the documentary, and we'll screen the 15th show, and we'll like show like some best of stuff, and also like invite everybody up on stage to do like a Q&A. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Joe likes that idea.
That's good. Yeah. So whoever shows up, have a little fun, have a good party, get to talk to people.
So speaking of talking to people, you also mentioned that we could make some phone calls today. Do you still want to do that idea?
Oh, it would be cool if they could mic the phone to hear them talk.
Well, if we called them, we could then like tell them to like join the Zoom.
Yeah. All right, who should we call?
You want to call John Ryan?
I don't have his number, I don't think. Do you?
I don't have his number either.
I could try to see if I have his number and then call it, see what happens. I put a voicemail.
Okay, let's leave him a voicemail.
Okay.
John
Hold on
Ryan,
a second.
whose first appearance on 30 Minutes of Madness was episode 5, if I remember.
Oh man, I don't have his number. You could probably call his mom, but I don't know.
30 Mom.
Yeah. Well, John's out then. I don't have his number. Matt Zaleski.
You want to call Matt or Jesse Rivera?
Let's see. I think I actually do have Jesse's number. Let me see.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna try.
We're like cold calling someone we haven't talked to in years.
I'm looking. I'm just trying to see. Oh yeah. Okay. Here it goes. Jesse R.
Put it on speaker.
It'd
be funny if he answered.
He probably will.
It's a Saturday.
What time is it in LA?
2 p.m.
Hello.
Hey Jesse, what's up? I'm here with Jerry. We're on a Zoom live to do a 30 Mom reunion podcast. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Say hi, Jerry.
Hey. So yeah, today is the 30th anniversary of the show. So the show is it's 30 Years of Madness, and Joe had this idea that we'd call people while we're on a Zoom. Happy birthday.
Well, I'm here.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
30 Minutes of Madness.
Happy birthday.
You were on the show. You were on the show.
I was, indeed.
You want to join our Zoom?
Like a video Zoom?
Yep.
No.
But you could come in on audio only and be like mysterious.
Okay, but I have like 30 minutes because I have to go somewhere.
30 Minutes of Madness?
30 minutes.
Yeah, well, there you go. There you go.
Okay, what's the best email to reach you at? And I'll send you the Zoom invite code.
The same email I've had for many years.
Is it demonbabies@netscape.net?
It's at AOL.org.
Okay, I think I have that one.
Email.
Okay, well, wait. Shoot, no, I don't have it. What is it?
DemonBabies@gmail.com.
Oh, that
No.
one.
DemonBabies, yeah, gmail.com. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe, you doing all right? You healthy? You safe?
Yeah,
You happy?
I'm in a space suit and I'm walking on Mars with the Elon Musk
Nice.
program.
That's
Elon
fantastic.
Musk.
That's a big job.
I
Yeah, I'm
emailed
good,
you.
man. Thanks for asking, buddy. I keep thinking about how me and Jerry were driving our car and you and Ann happened to be at the gas station that one night.
That is a very particular memory that I have zero like recollection of.
Oh,
But
really?
that's cool.
Yeah.
Joe's really good at having memories that I don't have of my past.
Yes, he happens to be your brain is clear of any sort of roadblocks over the years. It's good. It's a good thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I sent that email, and this isn't awkward at all.
Now? Is this now?
Yeah, like recently.
No, I mean, like, is this now? Like, I need to log into this Zoom.
Oh
now?
yeah,
Yeah,
we're live.
We're live, bro. Yeah.
Oh, we're live.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're on film and we're live. Live.
Live at belly button corner.
There you go.
Here you go.
That's called subverting expectations, folks, because he knew the real line is Nipple City. There's Jesus Antonio Rivera. And he's
All right. Can I get off the phone and transfer over to Zoom?
All
yeah.
right.
All right.
See you in a little bit, man.
See you there.
Bye-bye. Should I call anyone else?
Well, let's like welcome Jesus in. And then
Okay.
like at a certain point, maybe try someone else. What do you think?
Hey,
What's up?
All right.
what's going on?
How's it going? I wasn't expecting this
Jesse's in the house.
this cold call.
No, it's cold call and out of nowhere, not planned. But you know how 30 Minutes of Madness is. It's usually at its best when shit isn't planned too much.
Yeah, let's go. Do it. That's what it would be. Let's
It's
go.
exactly
Do it.
that. And as you guys know, like well, even when Jeremy Royce pitched the idea of like, oh, you guys need to do this documentary now at the 20-year anniversary. I remember at the time saying like, no, man, like 30 years though, 30 years of madness, which is now. But he said, yeah, but like if we do it now, people still have like hope for their future. So I guess that means now none of us have hope for our future because it's 30.
Is it really 30 years? Is it really?
Today, March 5th, 1992, 30 years ago.
It's very frightening.
It's weird,
It's
right?
very frightening. Yes. I mean, I'm glad that he pushed it to that.
I think he was
we've
right.
ever done.
Well, when he said that, I realized I'm like, yeah, I'd rather watch all of us in like our late 30s than our late 40s.
Right. Yeah. That's it's a good point. I look whenever I've seen clips of that. I'm like, I apologize. I'm like in the middle of doing like a ton of things. So like I'm just gonna continue to do them and talk to you guys.
That's
So
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, I look at myself then and I'm like, Jesus, I look like I'm like 25.
we all
And then
look so
now I'm
good.
like gray. I'm like gray haired and like,
yeah,
and I'm like, wow, like just those, what was that, 2012?
yeah, 10 years ago.
Yeah. Just those 10 years.
Well, to be fair, the last 10 years have aged like the world a lot. Like we had 4 years of Trump, we had 2 years of COVID. There's a war going on. Well, I mean, there was always wars going on, but there's a new war going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can see right now, Jesus, but I haven't shaved and I've got like a lot of white in my quasi beard. So I feel you.
Yeah, it's you know, it's kind of like that it's a stop and move animation I think I saw somewhere in my life of like, you know, of Father Time,
Yeah.
like aging in like kind of a, you know, Kwai Brothers style animation, and it just like, you know, the beard grows and like the hair grays, and it's done in like a really shoddy. I'm not explaining this well whatsoever. No one's gonna know what the hell I'm talking about.
We'll cut to a Kwai Brothers clip.
I just picture Roy like growing a beard in time lapse.
Did you see that he just cut it all?
I did. I saw his
I was
recent,
really sad.
his recent rare occasion selfie that he posted of him with he looks good.
He does look
You know the
good, but
thing
it's
about-
kind of like when Lucian cut that like amazing beard. It's just like those guys really made, like, I'm not a huge fan of like, I don't know, hobo beards, but like they made that look, well, actually neither of them look like hobos. They look like fucking wizards.
Yeah. Well, that was a big joke.
The full beard.
What's that?
Joe Pikes had a hobo beard at one time. That's funny. It was a hobo beard. You know, he was a hobo.
That now I feel terrible. Now I feel
Well, that was a big inside joke with Roy, is that, you know, we were gonna find him wandering in the woods one day with like a staff and full on like, you know, thing.
he was starting to look like that. Actually, so Jesus, there's something relevant to you that Joe and I just talked about a week ago, completely randomly. So I was looking through footage, actually, like one of my parents' friends passed away, and I remember that he was there the day we shot the barbershop skit at that barber shop 10 years ago. If you recall, he had like a blue Mustang and he like drove it up and like opened the hood. Anyway, I was looking through footage and then like of like the 20 Years of Madness raw footage. And then I stumbled on a clip that I didn't see where it was from the interview between you and Joe when Joe visited your place. And Jeremy shot your laptop of you showing Joe the W Vibe video.
Have you showed this to anyone else?
No,
Nobody?
maybe Jerry
Jerry showed this to Jerry?
years ago.
What do you think of it?
He liked that it was cool.
So
Oh, hold on a second. Let me just for a split second while I have like probably a 2-minute interval of sitting down here.
Yeah.
I'll go on camera for this reaction. All right. So I showed you the W Vibe video.
Yeah, so like that, so and I sent Joe that clip because Joe was like, oh my God. So Joe's like, I'm gonna redo it. He's gonna like reanimate or something. I don't know. unless you have the animation files. But yeah, it's a really solid video. Like even now, like 10 years later, it holds up. I know it's not finished.
It's pretty impressive, man. There's a lot of talent.
It's I remember doing that just as like, you know, as a I was just doing it to be sweet, you know, to my friends.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like,
Yeah,
as like
I remember when
and
you called me and you're like, I want some money at the casino. Should I go get a Mac? And I was like, heck yeah, go get a Mac. And we went to the store and we got a Mac together. Remember that?
well, yeah, that was like
A Mac Pro.
that was a few years after I hadn't learned how to do that sort of thing. And then like I'm trying to remember. I kind of I think between Jerry working on this project we were working on called Flying High Again, we kind of like, I was figuring out like kind of how to work with like animation sprites, but then like, you know, I think we did that like I did that like 16 years ago. Like I can't 15 years ago. I can't, if I have to think about what I did technically to make that happen, it would make my brain fall in half. Like I know how to do things so much more efficiently just working professionally for so many years. That like if I would have did that now, I probably would have did it way different, and it would have been done.
But
the
there's
reason why that never got finished was because I was like literally taking the hardest road possible.
But there's a simplicity to it, like even the like, you know, using the same like animation of their head bopping. Like I know in part of that, it's just like the old original animation where everything's a loop because shit just took forever. So you just like make simple loops. But there's like the fact that it's like, first of all, like 8-bit looking, and that it's going to like a video game-esque song of W Vibe, like makes sense that it's like simple. But even stuff like when you use that, it's toward the end, the space capsule entering orbit, and you like do like it's dealing with the heat fucking
the re-entry,
we
want to put it on the do 3 minutes of madness.
Oh yeah.
Joe was like, can we put that on the new 30 Minutes Madness? I'm like, look, if Dan and Jesus say yes, like of course. Whenever
I have all the files. I'd have to look. I believe I have the entire project file too.
Well, that's
like I have it. No, it's from like Final Cut 2, but it can somehow, if you got on an old system, you might be able to like boot Final Cut 2 before they like canceled it, and then like export an XML, get it out of there.
So,
or you could just take the like, because I did do a high-res export of what I had, so you could do that and then just continue it from there, and all the rest of it's just going to be baked in. But I'm not saying no, but it's a thought.
It's a
thought.
Joe,
I have to say that I would love in my lifetime to be able to deliver that to you as a present in full. Yeah. I think that's kind of the thought process, because that was the intention from the beginning. Wasn't to like be like, oh cool, look, I made a W Vibe video. It was like, oh cool, I just want to do this for my friends because they don't have a video really, and like they should. And that was just kind of like what the genesis of that was.
Oh yeah, thanks.
This summer at the 5th festival, we have the Vidlings and Tapeheads Film Festival in Michigan. I'm going to do a free screening of the doc and like episode 15 and like a grab bag of like best of stuff is literally like for me the like 30 years of madness celebration, and like everyone's invited. I mean, if you can make it to Michigan in mid-August, you, John, Joe, everyone's invited. If you guys wanted to be like we'll do a Q&A. And I've always thought like yes to Joe saying 30 Minutes of Madness will never die, like yes, but also for me 30 years was always like the magic number. So I don't foresee any desire to do 35 years of madness or 40 years of madness. Like this is it. Like this is the like for me the last 50 years of madness where
50 years
we'll be so miserable looking. I'll tell you what, Joe, if I'm still alive, we can do a hologram like chat.
Yeah, something.
But anyway, just letting you know, and I'm going to be sending out like info about the screening and stuff, but that's going to be something later on this year. But something while we have the two of you together, a mental link I made recently. Jesus, I don't know if you know this, but Joe has been getting actually quite a bit of like traction on YouTube these days.
Really? Congratulations.
Yeah, with his Apple Kid videos, starting with his Artistic Alphabet, which has over 1 million views. Uploaded like what, 12 years ago, Joe? 15 years ago?
Like way back in 2006.
But he's been getting all of these requests to do like different alphabets and like different styles, and then he'll just do like lowercase e the video and like have original music. And then he's been getting ripped off. Like people have been doing their own versions of it, but using his audio. So
That's a good
like,
thing.
it is, but he has this whole like, yeah, he's like found a subgenre that he's created. But then the mental link between the two of you that I want to make is I feel like both of you have had you've been hugely inspired by Sesame Street. Like we've talked before, like when Jesus, some of the Demon Baby stuff that you were doing, and like was like intentionally referencing like a kind of like dark version of Sesame Street. And then Joe, you're literally making alphabet videos that are like fun and playful with like weird characters. So with all of that said, what would you guys say, like why do you think Sesame Street had such a impact on you?
I had to just interject really quick to say that I'm curious if the winds are blowing in the sky in a weird way where I like unintentionally manifested this conversation, because my friend Johnny gave me a vintage TV that he had laying around that somebody had given to him. I was apprehensive about taking it because I don't need clutter in my house. And we used it on something we were filming, and then it kind of got left in my car. And then I took it back and I was like, well, fuck it. And like I put it, I had this perfect little tables, just those little guys, that little color TVs with the dial that you had, the 2-prong that you had attached to it to connect your Atari or your Nintendo to. And so I had all the converters and HDMI things and streaming things that can like, cast a thing from your computer. And I hooked a VCR to it. And then first thing I put on was the first 2 seasons of Sesame Street, because I wanted to, and what's really great about the conversion thing is it didn't go wide. I could just sit there and horizontally and vertically adjust it so it's old.
So it felt right, looked right,
felt right watching it. And it literally, I laid there for hours. I was like, my day off, I laid there for hours just staring at like these. And then I got inspired and I was making these like playlists on YouTube it was like old television broadcasts, and then like putting them on the TV. So I was just like just watching it in this weird, and it was kind of giving me this weird energy. So back to the Sesame Street thing, like I would just sit there and stare at that. And I think it's like what it was when I was a kid, because I think I didn't really care that much about Sesame Street when I was really little. I probably did, but I don't remember it because it's, it's kind of for all of us. It's been on
like in our DNA.
It's in our DNA. It's been on before we were born, and like you're kind of just, it's turned on when you're a baby, and you just kind of like live with it. But the stuff there, I think I ended up watching Sesame Street more and more as I was getting older, because I remember would see an animation on there, and I'd get fascinated with animation, and I'd be like, "What the hell is this? I don't remember this one." And it grew from there, and I think that's where that fascination came from. The puppetry of it came later. Like that just became like a nostalgic, enduring thing of a memory hole that I had. But I think it first started with the collage aspect. It's probably why 30 Minutes of Madness was enticing, because it's that sketch form was enticing. I think that I've heard you say before, Jerry, that like Monty Python was something that stuck in your head. But for me, I think the genesis is like Sesame Street.
Well, the funny thing is Monty Python was more like retroactively looking at things and seeing that there was something. But I know I saw some Monty Python and PBS as a kid, but nowhere nearly as much as I watched The Muppet Show and Sesame Street. Like The Muppet Show was huge for me. I love The Muppet Show. And they have the sketch format, and yeah.
I did a thing. I'm doing a project for like a live stream. I can't because it's work shit, so I can't talk about it too much, but like we had to have a composer make a intro for it. And my reference was the pinball number count from that the Pointer Sisters did. And, you know, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I sent that to the composer and I was like, can you just do this? So it doesn't stop.
No, it doesn't,
doesn't stop.
That so, and Joe, like, you know, from your spacebar video, which is like triangle, circle, square.
Yeah.
And then you're like fascination, it feels, with like primary colors and like the alphabet and numbers. Like it seems like similarly for you. Do you think about like Sesame Street being an influence, or is it just like a coincidence?
I saw that documentary on Mr. Rogers, and you know, he was a Green Beret, and you know, he got funding from the government to keep that show going, and just everybody liked that show. But when he started to make a little more money and wanted to do other projects, he wanted to do like an adult show with people playing piano and doing different art and stuff like that. And he got he got it to take off, but it didn't do as well as the children's programming. And I think it's because everybody just likes children's programming a little more, and it's more you know, it just gains popularity more, you know, just because of that. Like, you know, adults and kids like it at the same time. So that's why I do this more, like aimed towards that, so it'll be more popular basically.
But you did that alphabet audio in
But
the 90s.
like, yeah, like with the Sesame Street, like that was actually like a good video. Like it's got its own video language, you know, like it's got, like if you ask someone if they speak like video, like, oh, I speak, you know, basketball, I speak political, I speak Sesame Street, or, you know, children's, you know, like I speak music video, like videos got like their own interpretation. Like you could actually talk and it talks back to you, you know, you talk to other people, and, you know, like video could be cut down into different things. And so this is like, you know, you could take children's, or just get that younger audience, and then you could add things to it, like story or music, you know, or just basic transitions and stuff like that, you know, or like, you know, gaming and sprites, you know. It's the easier thing to work with, other than like trying to make like a movie that's a drama or a comedy or something, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't want to make a feature-length film with like animatronic people.
No,
What
I
if
mean,
it's
like
animatronic alphabet feature film?
What if you did
Yeah,
a
I mean,
whole Joe? What
well-
if you did a whole like? What if you did a whole drama about people teaching people the alphabet, but the actors are just animatronic, and they're not like being funny. They're actually trying to be good actors, and but it's, you know, it's like Barbara, we need to teach these children the ABCs, and like, but it's all done with animatronic.
Yeah, totally.
And you hear the pistons because it's loud. Animatronics are really loud, so it's like.
Let's
Yeah,
bring
man.
Calder Greenwood in on this.
What kind of computer do you have now, Jesse?
I've had a MacBook. I didn't tell you right now. I always forget what it's a MacBook Pro. This is the nerdiest thing ever that I'm doing. It's a MacBook Pro 15-inch from 2018. It's like a 2.96 core, 32 gigabyte. I had it, like, it's like a work, like I had to buy it for work.
Do you have a TikTok?
Do you have a TikTok?
TikTok.
Yeah.
I have a TikTok with one TikTok
Okay.
because I was stuck in a car and we were having a conversation about TikTok. I've
All right.
watched TikTok, but the thing is TikTok aggregates over to Instagram. So if you're scrolling Instagram, you can actually just watch TikToks. But
wow.
we were having a conversation in the car. I was watching the Rolling Stones in Los Angeles, and as you know, been to a stadium show before. You get stuck in the parking lot for about 45 hours, and so I was in the parking lot, and then I was like, well, I'll make a TikTok, and then I made it. It was the dumbest thing ever. I should probably delete it, but I can't. My attention span has to focus on like one platform.
Yeah, I know. I refuse. I like started downloading TikTok, and then literally stop myself. I'm like, no, I don't want to do this again. I don't want to join another thing.
Because this could be on TikTok right now.
This
You know what I mean?
vertical. Hey, by the way, guys, I got to interject. So I'm a cheap ass, and I had canceled any because it feels like the
I'm used to this when I'm
so I canceled my pro version of Zoom. So this is gonna force us to end in like 2 minutes. Now we can start back up, but Jesus, I don't know if you have time and want to continue a 4 hour, because we also want to try to bring in Joe tried calling John. You know, I mean, fuck it. There's only one 30-year birthday. Might as well. Actually, Joe didn't have John's number, but I don't know if he'll answer.
If you edit this out, I can tell you that I'll text it to you.
Just respond to that email with it.
Okay.
But I got to end this because otherwise it's going to end on us. So with like,
I got to go anyway. I have to drive across town. So thank you for
Jesse. If you don't finish that video, I could try to redo it because I got the like all the shots and stuff like that, and I'm pretty good at graphics. And we'll give I'll say originally done by Jesse.
It'll just say originally done by Jesse. Trademark. But
originally done by Jesse.
Jesse. J-S-S-E.
Yeah, spell it incorrectly too. Don't even spell it how my mom spelled it. So just spell Jessee, and then it's like
trademark though. Little TM.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, Joe. I think that's a very Jerry. How much time do you have?
Less than a minute. Less than a minute.
Less than a minute. Joe. We'll talk. I'll send you a thing. I think that's a wonderful idea. I think it's a wonderful idea.
Thanks for jumping on, dude. We'll talk to you.
So send me the files.
Anytime.
Joe, I'll send you a new link when I create a new one.
Send the files you got if you can, because like I could put them in the video.
They might be so small because they're so old. I could put them on a Google Drive. So yeah.
All right. This is the end of part 1. Thanks, guys.
Part 1.
Thanks,
downtown.
Jesse.
Downtown.